and welcome to Barre Core. 30 minutes, all about the abs and glutes this morning, and the entire thing is down on the mat. I feel that this is what the start of a holiday should feel like, down on a mat. So you will just need a set of dumbbells for the ab section and a single dumbbell a little bit sooner for the glute section. And then make your way down onto the mat, leave your dumbbells close to hand, and we're just going to start either sitting on your knees or you can sit cross-legged, whichever feels comfier for you, and just gently warming up. So just dropping the head down to one shoulder and then rolling it to the front, lifting up to the other shoulder, pausing there, and then rolling the other way, just in case anyone's literally just got out of bed and is still a bit stiff-necked after their night. Rolling through. Okay, one more. And then just bring your head back up to the centre. Oh, I've got a right old crick in my neck. And then rolling these shoulders up around the ears. And then changing the direction. Good, and then just sweeping the arms up overhead and then bringing them down, sweeping and down, sweep and down. Really squeeze those shoulder blades up and back and then down and away. Two more. Last one. And down. Good. Bring one hand behind you, lift up onto your knees, take one arm up and overhead. I love this stretch. Into that back, into the side body, reaching back, and then drop the hands down. Take the other hand behind you, up and reach. And then just move through a couple, a little quicker, lifting and reaching, lift and reach, stretching, warming up that body. And then coming back to a neutral position and bringing yourself onto all fours. Nice snazzy turn around on the mat there. Realised it would be easier if I was this way so I wasn't kicking my plant. Hands down underneath the shoulders, and then we're just going to warm up with a few cat-cows. So dropping the tummy, looking up towards the sky, feeling this nice stretch down the spine, the tummy. And then press away from the mat, arch your back, tuck your chin, and lift up. And then again drop, look up towards the sky. And then press away. And one more. I've got the beginning of what feels like a sore throat. That would be just typical, wouldn't it, on the day I'm going away. And then tuck the chin, press away from the mat. And then coming back to a neutral spine. You can take your knees maybe a little bit further back for this, but only nudge them a little bit. And then what I want you to do is sit your bottom back towards your heels. Feel that nice stretch, reaching forward with the hands. And then with your breath, you can rest your forearms down on the mat if you want to, but just coming through, leading with your nose, and lifting into a nice up dog or a nice cobra. Just feeling this nice stretch in the back, very gentle. I've just used the word nice, I think 4 times in that sentence, sorry. I'm not feeling very imaginative at this time in the morning. We've spent the whole weekend moving the one unit to another, where I do my in-person courses. Right, sliding through with the nose. So just coming through a few of these, really warming up that spine, getting these arms nice and warm. In fact, my sore throat could be from singing at the top of my voice to cheesy love songs once I've got rid of the family. Yesterday and I was doing the clean. And back. So just working through a couple more, feeling this lovely opening through the shoulder blades, lifting, warming the tummy, warming the back. And then lift up. One more time. And then coming back. Sit back towards your heels and just warm up those wrists. So we're going to do ab section that involves being on our wrists. So we're going to do a kind of donkey kick sequence to start. So we want the wrists to be nice and warm. But remembering if at any point it gets too much for you or you struggle with your wrists, you can always turn the hands under and come into this grip. or you can come down onto your forearms and just get off the wrists if it gets too much. Okay, so back to that neutral spine, and then we'll just do a few balancing tables to really properly start working on this balance. So draw up and away from the mat, tummy drawing up towards the back. Then you're going to lift your right arm up and away, and then you're going to take your left arm up behind you, left leg. And then I want you to just bring the two to meet under the tummy, elbow to knee, and then take it long. So if this is too much, you can always just do it just the arm, or just the leg. That's your variation. Okay, then bringing that left knee down, right hand down, resetting in the center, then taking the left arm up, and then the right leg. And then drawing the two together underneath before taking them long. So we're pointing our toe today. In bar we tend to point, and in yoga we tend to flex the heel to the back of the room, so it's just a slight variation. Well, I'm very wobbly on this side. One more. And then bring the leg down, bring the hand down, sit back towards the heels, and just rotate those wrists one more time. Okay, so from here, we're going to move into our first glute section. It's going to be relatively long, but we are going to move from being up on our hands so that we're down on our forearms halfway through. So if you feel like it's getting too much on your hands, don't worry, we won't be there the whole time. You're going to take a dumbbell and you're going to place it behind your left leg. So right behind that bent knee. Maybe I'll get heavier in this part. Okay, and then I want you to squeeze that knee so you're holding the dumbbell in place. So this is optional. If this is all relatively new to you, or you're just feeling moving a little gingerly today, then just do it without the dumbbell. You're going to spread your fingers so your fingers are pointing up towards the top of the mat, and then your back right toes, you can either tuck. If you tuck them, it just adds a little bit on, or you can untuck and have the flat of your foot down. Some people might find this is slightly nicer on that right knee, but make sure your knee is fully supported. And then you're going to lift your left knee, and we're just going to start right down so the knees are in line. So I want you to come back to this in line place every single time. And then we're going to do hydrant. So we're going to come up to the side, trying to get up to parallel, and then bring the knee back down. But keep your tummy facing down towards the ground, so just joining in when you're ready. Trying to keep the gaze down between the hands, keep that tummy facing down, and just let the hips and the glutes do this work, lifting up and lowering. 6, 7, 3 more. So squeezing that glute that weight in place. Okay, I want you to hold this one up to the side, and then I want you to pulse. Little pulses. 4, 5, 6. Try not to let that knee drop down. 4, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the knees down so they're in line. Then take that knee up behind you, aiming that toe up towards the sky. So it'll be on a slight angle. We normally aim the toe up. It'll be coming slightly towards the head because we're holding that weight in place. But the aim is to get that dumbbell up to this parallel position, then bring the knees back together in line. So you're not drawing it into the chest, just down, knees in line, lift up, nice and high. Good, keep going. 3 more. 2, and hold this one up, and pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to combine. We're going to come up to the side, down, lift up, donkey kick, down, to the side, down, donkey kick, down, side, and kick. Should be beginning to feel it in that right glute that's feels like it's not doing the work because it's just stable, but that stabilizing is where the isolation's happening. Up, and kick. Up, and kick. Keep going for 4, and kick. Last 3, kick. Last 2, kick. Last 1, and kick. Bring it down. I want you to just take the knee to the floor for a second, remove that dumbbell, place it down on the mat beside you. You're going to come down on your right elbow, so down on the forearm, but keep this left arm up. You're going to take your leg long and you're going to open your hips up towards the sky. So we're having this upward tilt, lifting that lower body away from the mat. And then you're just going to lift, left, lower, lower. So these legs are in line, lower, lower behind you, lifting up, rotating those hips upwards, lift, left, down, down, lift, left. So that right outer glute should really be feeling this. And down. Lift, left, down, down, lift, left, down, down. 4, 3. Try and get nice and high with that leg. Last 2. Down, down. Last 1. Lift, come all the way down, then take it back up. And then opening up these hips to the side and pulse, pulse. 3, 4. Really pulsing those toes up towards the sky. This is woken the glutes up, hasn't it? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now what we're going to do is tap, lift, draw the knee to the elbow, take it high. Tap, lift, draw in, take it high. Nice and slow. Really think about this move. Draw in, take it high. Tap, lift, draw in, take it high. Tap, lift, draw in, high. For 4, lift, tap the elbow, up. 3, lift, tap the elbow, up. Last 2, lift, tap the elbow, up. Last 1, lift, hold it in at the elbow and pulse. 2, 3. See if you can get it right up there next to the elbow. This is the final part. 8, 9, 10, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 5, that poor right glute. 2 and 1. Okay, bring it down, sit your bottom back towards your heels, reach your hands up. And have a couple of deep breaths there. Maybe rubbing some life back into that right glute and having a sip of water if you need it. Okay, and then we're going to turn it around. And we're going to do, well, I'm going to turn around, because obviously I'm on the screen, you can stay where you like. And then we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So the right knee now has the dumbbell behind it, squeezing to hold it in place. Hands down under the shoulders. Check you're not lifting your neck up, because this just puts that spine into a slightly funny position. Bring the head down, look down between the hands, and then opening up to the side. So this is going to be a bit mean, because this glute that we're moving has just done a load of work, so it probably feels a bit sore. But don't worry, in a second you'll have forgotten about it, because you'll be complaining about your left glute. Lift and lower. For 5, down. 4, 3, 2, hold up. 1 and pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down, knees in line, then up to the sky, draw it down. Really protect your back here, so keep that tummy drawing up and away from the mat, protecting that back. Don't let it massively overarch like I'm demonstrating. Really draw away. Keep pressing up through those hands. Lift, down, lift, down. 3, and 2, and hold this one up and pulse. Little isolation. Pulse, 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 pulse. 4, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Combine the two moves. Knees in line. Open to the side, lower. Lift up, lower. Open to the side, down, up to the sky, down. Side, and sky. Side, and sky. Keep going. 6 more rounds. And 5. Back. Last 4. I really wish I'd taken my top off between these rounds. 3, I'm so hot. Sky. 2. And lift. last one, and lift. Good. Bring it down, place the knee down for a second, take that weight out. Coming down onto that left elbow, so the right hand's still pressing into the mat. Then press away and lift these hips up to the side. Bring that toe behind. And then we're going to lift, lift, down, down. Lift, lift. So when the foot comes down, it's in line with the other foot behind. Lift, down, down, lift, lift, down, down. Lift, lift, down, down. 4, 5, up, down, down. Last 4, up, down, down. Last 3, up, down, down. Last 2, up, down, down. Last 1, up, come down, then back up and hold and pulse. 2, really getting that toe up in the air. Think about this nice diagonal line from the big toe right down to the head. Keep going. 4, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So to finish, we've got our tap, lift, draw the knee to the elbow, lift high, tap, lift, in and up. Tap, lift, should really be feeling it in that stabilizing glute. Lift, in, up and tap. Lift, in, up. 4, 5. In and up. Last 4. In. Last 3. 2. Last 1. Up. Draw it in and pulse. Little pulses, knee to elbow. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Oh my god, I've totally forgotten about my right glute now. Right, toes together and then knees apart this time. Sit your bottom back towards your heels. Come into a child's pose. Okay, and then leave your elbows engaged with the mat. Take the hands together, and so they're together in a kind of prayer position above your head. And then lift the hands and just place them gently down on your back. And just ease out those arms, because we're going to do a bit more work. Okay, then coming out from there, drawing the hands in, having some water if you need it. Oh. Okay, so next up we're going to do a plank series. Haven't done a little plank series for a while. So we're going to do straight through, and we're only doing it once. So you're going to have an option that you can do 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. Or if you feel like you want a bit more, we're going to do also the option of 40 seconds on. Oh my god, my hair barely goes in the ponytail anymore. 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. So we've got 5 planks, 5 minutes of planks, and then we're finishing with glutes and chest down on the mat. So we're going to be lining our backs after this. So we're going to start down in an elbow plank. Elbows are down underneath the shoulders, so don't have them way out in front, it puts pressure on the shoulders. Right up above the shoulders, hands apart in this 11 position, remembering that if you need it at any point, you just drop to your knees, and that is your variation that you can take. Okay, so we're just going to start with this hold, and we're going to start in 3, 2, and lift up. So drawing away from the mat, really thinking about your lower back, how you're protecting that spine. So don't let the bum drop down, keep it slightly lifted, keep those glutes engaged, and don't hold your breath. Keep going. If you're just doing 30 seconds, you can stop now. Okay, everyone dropping down. Come onto your tummy, don't tuck your toes. Press away from the mat. Come into a mini cobra to ease out the back. Okay, plank number 2 is still on your elbows. It's going to be knee drops, and you have the choice between staying in a nice strong plank, bringing one knee down, then the other knee down, or if you want the tougher one, going for the double knee drop. Lift up, off we go. Remembering to protect that back by drawing that belly up towards your spine. and lift. You try and keep the upper body as still as you possibly can. Keep the engagement in the glutes to protect that back. And you don't have to bring the knees all the way to the ground. If that's too much, just do a little mini one each side. If you're doing 30 seconds, you can stop now. And everyone dropping down, lifting up into this mini cobra, stretching the back, easing out the abs. Okay, plank number 3. We're up in a high plank, and we're going to be doing our slow controlled shoulder taps. So you can do these on your knees and just lift one hand to the opposite shoulder, or you lift into a high plank and do it there. Up we go. So trying again to think about the control here. This one is not about speed, it's about trying to stay as still as you can, trying not to open up to the side, just using the core, the whole trunk region to keep you supported as you go onto one arm. Okay, that's 30. If you're just doing 30, come down. Okay, then everyone dropping down. You can lift up into a full cobra for this stretch, or just stay down on your elbows. Okay, number 4 or 5. We're going to be back up in that high plank, and we're going to do very slow mountain climbers. So one knee into the center between the hands, then bringing it back down. Off you go, lifting up and away. I know it's quite tiring, so we're coming to the centre. We're not twisting over to the opposite elbow, it's just central. Sometimes we twist, sometimes we just come up the centre. I know it can be quite tough doing these 5 minutes, so you can always just hold on your knees in a high plank if you need to. Otherwise, again, it's about this control, it's about protecting this back. In bar, we really always slow the abs and glutes down because it's so that you can properly activate. Come down if you're doing just 30 seconds and build really strong foundations. Okay, everyone dropping down, lifting into your cobra, mini or high. So we have one more plank, my abs are on fire. And our final plank is going to be down on the elbows or up high, depending on personal preference. And then we're just going to tap out one foot, bring it back, tap out the other. Okay, so up you go. And then just tapping again, nice and slow, with control. Keep breathing. This is your last plank, it's your last bit of work. Up on the elbows or the hands. After this, we're coming onto our backs. Final section with our glutes and our chests and more abs. Out you come. Okay, if you're doing the 30 seconds, you can come down now. Okay, everybody down. Bring your toes together, take your knees apart, sit your bottom back towards your heels, reach your hands right out and away, then lift up onto those fingertips, hands and arms off the mat, and just stretch out those shoulders. Couple of nice deep restorative breaths here. And then when you're ready, bringing yourself over and onto your backs. And you need both dumbbells now. So, one in each hand, pressing the lower back right down into the mat. So we did these the other day. We're only going to repeat one part, and this is just so that we make sure we're really turning these really lower abs on. So slightly tilting that pelvis up towards the sky. Lift one knee, lift the other knee, take your arms up into above the chest, and then as you take away one arm, you're going to take away the opposite leg, then draw back in, focusing very heavily on keeping that lower back pressing down into the mat. If you feel it arching away, I don't want you to come as low with your legs, just tap your toes and lift. Okay, so that's your option. because the focus should be on keeping this back as flat as possible. So down and left. Okay, going. So we're going to speed it up just a little. Away and in. Away. 6 and 5, 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Good. From here, bring the feet down, draw them in close to the bum. If you feel bridges in your knees ever, just slide your feet a little bit further away. Keep the arms where they are. You're going to tilt that pelvis. You're going to roll up into a bridge. When you get to the top, you're going to take both dumbbells overhead, tap the floor, lift back up, lower down the bridge. So bridge, overhead, chest, lower down, up, good. Here and down. Squeeze up, dumbbells overhead, back, lower down, up, overhead, and down, lifting up. Okay, tapping down, keep going. We've got 5, tap down, 4, really squeezing those glutes. I don't want the glutes dropping even a millimetre when you're moving the arms overhead. Tap, squeezing high. Okay, from here, coming down, then lifting back up into your bridge. Open your dumbbells and bring them down so they're in line. Your elbows are in line with your shoulders, hovering just above the floor. You're going to hold, we're going to drop down to the bottom of the bridge. Then as we bridge lift, we're going to come into a chest press. Then open wide, press up. So try and literally just tap your bum very lightly before you squeeze up, or maybe you hover just above the floor, then squeeze back up. Same with the arms, they're just hovering above the ground, then squeezing up, really working these glutes, squeeze. So we did quite a lot of work in the outside of the glutes when we were in those donkeys. Now we're working into the center of this core. Squeeze up, and up, and up. For 5, bottom should be feeling it. 4, 3, 2. Okay, hold up and squeeze. Turn the palms so they're facing in, and you're going to open out into a chest fly, up to the top, out. So it's not coming up above the face, always finishing up above the chest. Again, just hovering those arms just above the ground. Keep squeezing that glute, those glutes. Here is where you visualize that electric fence under your bum. You don't want to get an electric shock. Keep squeezing, don't let the bum drop, just opening to the side, lifting back up, keeping a slight bend in the elbows. Keep squeezing. 8, up, 7, 6, 5, 4, my bum, 3, 2, hold number 1 out, hover the arms just above the ground, squeezing pulses with that bum, pulse, 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 bum should be on fire, for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, hovering those arms, 3, 2, and 1. Lift the weight so they're back up above the chest, then slowly roll down 1 vertebrae at a time. Tucking that pelvis slightly, lifting these legs up to tabletop, and then you're going to try and finish with doubles of 10 arms and legs. Arms coming overhead and out. Remember, always with the option of tapping the knees, lifting up. And also you always have the option that you can do it all weight free. Last bit of work for this morning. Very slowed down, concentrated ab and glute section. Incredibly good for the core. Let's do 5. In and 4. Last 3. Last 2. Pressing that back down. Last 1. Draw it in. Bring the feet down. Bring the dumbbells down. Well done. Hug the knees into the chest, taking a little rock side to side if it feels good. Oh. Now I'm going to go and sit on my glutes on a very long car journey up to the Peak District. I imagine by the time I get out the other end, my bum will have seized. Normally I would walk it off, mind you, pack in the car and walking the dog before we go there and walk it off. Okay, coming to a position of stillness, bringing your left leg down. You're going to take your right foot, you're going to flex it, you're going to take it down over the left knee. Push that top knee down and away as you lift the bottom leg. Hold around the hamstring or in front of the shin, and then lying down, feeling this beautiful stretch in that outer glute. So remember, there are lots of bar blasts as well as bar cores saved, so if you ever fancy having a double whammy, it's a very complimentary hour there where you do a half-hour blast of cardio, get that heart rate up nice and high, and then a half-hour of concentrated core work, slowing it down. Bring that foot down, right foot on the floor, lifting the left foot, flexing it, taking it down over that right knee. Push the top knee away. Lift the leg up from the floor, holding around the hamstring. Can I reach the front of the shin? Just about. Good. And then easing out of that, and I want you to just roll yourself over onto all fours, like we were in the warm-up. And be quiet, Siri. Okay, from there, pressing away from the mat, tucking your toes, making your way up into a down dog. Last little stretch of these shoulders. When you're in that down dog, just bend one knee, then bend the other. Just really stretching out the backs of those legs, pushing the shoulders and the chest, pushing that chest back towards the thighs, feeling the opening of the shoulders. And then little small steps, if you're able, with the feet up towards the hands. And then slowly rolling up one vertebrae at a time. And at the top, just opening these arms, really squeeze those shoulder blades together. Just rotate those wrists. Few down, few up. Interlace the fingers. Turn the hands, push them away, drop the head, nice C curve. And then reach for the top. And you can bring your hands down. Well done, I hope you enjoyed that core. That was a real slow down, quite intense work.